foolish to just assume that because they got the degree, then therefore they're qualified. I think that's one thing that I just disagree with wholeheartedly.
Well, I think that you just really strong.
I don't think you really work in tech, so I don't think you can really speak on that. So I think, so I want to give you one fact, right? So look at all the middle management in the tech companies, and look at who hold those positions, the nationalities that hold their positions. It's probably 95% Indians. So if you're talking about this issue, we need to talk about this from a cultural perspective, which is if Indians get into the management position, they only hire Indians. It's not something we can ignore. Okay, that is a fact. This is something that the new graduates of the new American graduates is dealing with. You cannot just brush it off. Just say, oh, they don't have.
I agree with that. I'm sorry.
Even they do have the skills.
The American people, like this shit has to stop. Like where it's like an American when he graduates from college, like tradition, like nobody has experience when they graduate fucking college. You just
Exactly.
graduated college.
Yeah.
Right.
So by your logic, nobody should be getting jobs out of college because they don't have.
No, not nobody. Not nobody. I mean, the best.
Why do you have such little faith in the American people?
They're not the
I
same
would like
thing.
an answer after I make my next point. My next point.
No, I'm just very anti-college.
My next point is that another challenge we have is if people are dealing with sensitive information from a corporate perspective, if they're here temporarily, what safeguards do we have in place to make sure that if their temporary work permit ends, that they're not going to take that back and violate intellectual property and then subvert the companies that we're paying them to begin with? This is
Amanda, I can answer that. I can answer that because I work in that particular in a field like that and have to have a top secret clearance. They're not.
They hope they just kill the guy.
Why don't you just let me speak for a second? We don't allow them to work in those specific areas. They can work in accounting. They can work over in project management. They're not allowed to have anything proprietary. They're not allowed to have particular areas. So they can't work with those customers on.
Yeah, this is what I would say, is if somebody graduated high school and then was an intern for 4 years in one of these tech companies versus somebody who graduated with a computer science degree, I would probably on the surface rather have the intern for 4 years that's been working, on the actual stuff rather than, a bloated liberal arts college, that also has a computer science program. I think that would be way better. And so that's all I really want to say. I don't think we should use graduation rates and acceptance rates or hiring rates as a metric to say this is not good.
I don't disagree with you.
Depends on the argument, VP, and the argument is against H-1B, okay?
Well, I'm not specifically talking about
You can't
that.
join any of the college programs at any Fortune 100 company with an H-1B. They won't allow it. We don't allow that. I did all the recruiting for the college hire program at a top 5 company. We do not take H-1B visa students in any technical, sales, or marketing program.
But this is what I'm saying.
I've seen different things from my experience.
There's a 25% void now. So what Margot's saying is that traditionally those people are not allowed. There's 25% of CS grads at Harvard that cannot get a job because that 25% segment has been replaced. Like, those jobs are gone.
True. It's the same with Georgia Tech. It's the same with MIT. Those 25%, we're going to get a job anyway. Most of them are losers.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
so they've been replaced with, okay, no, not exactly.
Okay. I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of them.
Okay. At the end of the day, they're Americans. Okay, so I'm sorry, we have to figure out how to get these Americans working versus just being like, well, they're lost cause, bring in Jeets and bring in Pradeep and bring in that's not the answer.
Well, I agree.
That is what we do now.
But it might mean taking some losses first. Like, oh, you don't get that job, so you go do this first for a few years.
That's not what we do.
Can I talk about how an Indian get a job?
Hey, serious, let me
Hold
talk.
on, let Margot speak.
I'll tell you.
I'm sorry.
That's not how we do it anymore. If we want to get good talent that we know is not going to take the college route, we go do things like hackathons where we know the nerds hang out. We go places where they are now and we recruit them and we say, hey, look, come work for us. You got 2 years to get a nano degree. We'll pay for it. And then you can work on coding projects all day long. We go out and try to find them now. We don't wait for them to come to us.
Can I talk about how an Indian get a job on H-1B visa? Can I talk about it?
Hold on, Josh. Hold on, serious. Josh was out of secret for a long time. Let's go to Josh real quick.